We have another great season of Fubar, and I'm excited to talk to you about it. Where do we pick up with Barry and the team?
Well, as season one ended, we were leaving the church, and Barry is the only one without his other half. So we pick up 3 months later. We are in a safe house. Cabby fever is at an all-time high, and the stress levels are also at an all-time high. So anything that you can imagine that happens with 11 people in one house, it it happens.
I mean, we already know some of the for those who haven't gotten a chance to see the season yet, we've seen an incredible teaser where Donnie is just, I guess, being Donnie, and certainly Rue is Rue. So being all stuck together with all of them, I can only imagine what it was like being in a with them for 24/7, lockdown for 24/7.
Listen, it's so funny. Season one we filmed during COVID, so we had so many protocols in place, different things. Season two, it was no holds bars. To have 11 plus of us in a room all at the same time, especially Fortune, Andy, and also Jay Baruchel, even Travis, like everybody's trying to get their jokes in. Those days were extra long, but they were extra fun. And it was truly a blast to work with some, comedic legends like Fortune and Andy for sure.
Wow. We're here with Greta as your latest formidable foe. And I'm curious, what dynamic does she bring, or what challenges does she offer this team?
Oh man. So for Greta, Trinity, you know, uh all the great things. It was the challenges that she brings is love. I feel like love clouds all judgment. And for Luke to have a new love interest introduced and we learn a little bit about his past. It's like, is he compromised? And I think that was the biggest challenge as playing a family member and also his partner in the CIA is really trying to understand, is he doing this for the good of all? Is he doing this because he misses his old flame?
Certainly, she brings action, and Emma gets a bit of a love interest herself. But there's so many action sequences to this film, excuse me, to this series. Every episode is like a mini, maybe Michael Bay movie at this point.
Ah, thank you. Thank you. That is exactly the goal. Like I remember talking to Adam Higgs and about what is the process of hiring the directors, and it's like what they told the directors is director, shoot your movie. So literally every director comes like, yo, I'm shooting my own movie. So each episode should feel exactly the way that you said.
Action packed. Is there a particular episode this season you were looking forward to filming and then it lived up to the hype of that page turner you are reading from the script? I mean, every
Oh
episode
man.
I think is hard to say for you at this point.
I will say selfishly, like one that my I had two favorite episodes. First episode, which was my favorite, was um I gotta I get to go to space. So the ability to go to space, and once I read that in the script, I was like, oh my God, this is insane. I can't wait. So I made sure I was in shape. I wanted to do my own stunts, and doing rehearsals with JF stunts was JFL stunts was pretty amazing because like I got to do the harness and everything myself, and I really felt like I was Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise is the goal of all goals. And the other scene I'm really looking forward to is season one. I had so many DMs about Tina not being for me. Everybody's like, Tina not for you. I was like, I'm just acting. But I love the enthusiasm and it was great and how many people were really rooting for me and also rooting for Barry. So to get to do a little bit of drama and have to face her one on one and after, I find out the truth behind who she really is was a scene that I really looked forward to and enjoyed performing.
All right. With such intensity and incredible stunt work we talked about, how do you all shake off a long day of being on set? Maybe it isn't really that long for you because you guys have all the comedic talent you talked about. It must be hard keeping it together during scenes when you're supposed to be an action hero at this point.
So, how do we, I guess the one thing I say that we do is we plan dates together. We really do enjoy each other on and off set. And they say if you do what you love every day, you never have to work a day in your life. So we actually won a trivia tournament. We went to the bar as a cast and literally took out everybody. There's people that come there every Tuesday for this trivia, but they ain't never meet the cast of Fubar. So we came in there, we kicked butts, won our gift card, and ate some good food. So we enjoy each other going out, or whether it's going dancing, or even Fortune. One time she had a show up in Toronto, and we all got to go and gather and support her as a family. And I think that's the main thing that FUBAR stands for above anything else. It's family, and that's what we represent on the screen and off the screen.
We have to figure out what the R stands for. Family. Wait, F U.
Uh, well,
No,
well,
well, I know what it really stands for, but it does now at this point it does stand for family, but I was trying to figure out how we could figure never mind.
family, unity,
Bravery,
brotherhood.
brotherhood, yes, there
Yeah,
we go.
bravery. I like that. Athleticism, because you gotta have an
Yeah,
athlete in the family.
that's right.
And then
Really,
R would be uh you gotta
relationships.
recognize who's best at
Right,
everything.
there you go, there you go,
Relationships. I like
there you go.
that. I
You're
like
better.
that.
Well, I'd be remiss if I didn't ask you what it was like working with iconic actor Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Man, working with Arnold is a dream come true. They say never meet your idols because you'll always be disappointed, but Arnold is far beyond anything I could ever imagine. I I like to consider him my grandfather because when you speak to a grandfather, they always got a story. Now Arnold got stories coming out his pockets, out his ears, listen, out his sleeves. Ask him anything. Be prepared to sit down for a good 30 minutes because he gonna talk to you about something. Found out, Arnold tried to do stand-up comedy before, and it's just I think Arnold would be the Dos Equis man if there wasn't a Dos Equis man. He is possibly the most interesting man in the world. From telling me like he's one of the main people that gave Oprah the advice to become Oprah and to stand out on her own. Bro, you did that? Like who? What haven't you done? And I just think having a wealth of knowledge, talent, and aspirational energy around you is something that you can't quite put into words. And it's a priceless experience to be able to work with the governor, the Terminator, the Arnold Schwarzenegger.
We talked a little bit about there was maybe a little bit of room to improv during particular scenes. Is there a moment where you feel like, all right, my improv, or where looking back, you see your improv got, accepted into the final cut?
So the only spot that I could definitely say is in season one, where they ask about how Uncle Barry and Emma is so close in age. I added the notion black don't crack. So that was not in the script. And then it's like, yeah, how are you so close? Duh, duh, duh. I was 17, she was 11, and black don't crack. And that was the one thing that they allowed to stay into the show. So that was pretty dope. And then also slurping on my Slurpee cup in throughout the first season, that was all me. It wasn't written in the script. I did it in my audition. And because of my audition and because I was eating and stuff in my audition, they added all of that into the script. So those are my shining moments.
Okay, you mentioned people reaching out about you and Tina, but are there other particular moments where people tend to reach out to you, or especially this season, and say, like, that was dope, or I can't believe that happened for me?
Ah, man. I think overall, like, I think people love love, right? So I do get a lot of attention on the through line with Tina. So people now are cheering me on. But yeah, so I think another thing, something that people look forward to is I've gotten a lot of DMs and text messages about how good I was with jargon. Although I play a nerd on TV, I'm slightly nerdy in real life, but a different type of nerd. I'm not a technical nerd. Like, oh yes, I can work with cameras, I can figure out things with computers, but talking about Chinook helicopters, missiles, and expanding foam and every 11 letter word that I had to learn took a lot of Google hours. And it took so much focus because as an actor, you can't make something sound or feel real if you don't know what you're talking about. So the way I had to do my Googles, my search engine hates me at this point. But I came through and it read well because everybody's been telling me like, yo, I could not deliver that jargon on
That's
TV.
right. I think techie jargon is up there with like medical jargon. It's maybe second up there. We have to figure out what's connected to this and that. And you're talking about
See,
I'm
that's
gonna
the thing. See, medical jargon, you can connect it to a body. When you talk about technical jargon in the world, that goes to a missile that you've never even seen. I know what a human body look like. I know how my elbows work, but I don't know how missile alignment and launch sequences. I don't know any of those things. So I definitely think if we had to say which one is harder, medical or technical jargon, I say technical by far.
What do you think it is about Fubar that just continues to make it such a fan favorite series?
We never let you know what's coming next. I think that is the best thing about Fubar. Uh, even reading the script of season two, I was like, oh, they really pushed the comedy. Like as soon as you think we're in a heavy, deep, sad moment, slap, you get hit with a joke that you didn't see coming. And as soon as you think it's all laugh and jokes, oh snap, the world is about to end. And I think that's what life is. Life is keeping you on your toes. You don't really know what's going to happen tomorrow. You can make plans, you can make ideas, but the worst can happen or the best can happen. And I think in Fubar, a lot of times the worst happens. And it is the thing that you least expect. And that's what keeps viewers on their toes. And I think that's what makes our show so entertaining.
Have there been some other projects you've been working on recently?
Working on my own YouTube series called Standing My Own Way, and I do that because one of the things I always want to do is give back, and as Arnold says, be of service. Even though I've been in over 40 different SAG national commercials, I've been in TV shows with Arnold Schwarzenegger, movies with Eddie Murphy, and many others. Like there's still ways that I don't show up to my full self, and it's okay. And I'm learning how to do that day in and day out. And I think I have gems that I would love to share with others who may stand in their own way and may not reach their full potential. So, a YouTube series called Standing My Own Way, which I'll be releasing later this week. And also, I'm an actor. I'm in the scenes. I'm auditioning, and I'm also, writing my own material for when that time is ready that I can produce it.
All right, big things to come for you, Milan.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
What would you like to say to everyone who are fans and supporters of the incredible work you do on our screens?
Listen, without fans, we are nothing. We are the business of entertainment, but without anyone to entertain, what are we? So I thank you for tuning in. I say please give it two thumbs up on that Netflix so we can come back for season three. And stay tuned. Fubar is a show that's for everybody. If you seen it, tell your friend, tell your family member, because everybody can relate to somebody on our show. Thank you.